Hello Libra, welcome to your June 2026 horoscope. This forecast is for Libra Sun, Libra Moon and Libra Rising. And of course, if you know your rising sign, I always recommend watching for your rising sign first because it usually describes the life areas and timing more accurately. So Libra, June 2026 is a very important month for you. It is not a quiet month, it's a month of decisions, movement, career developments, travel themes, relationship lessons, home, family matters, and a major shift in your social life and long-term future. And what is very interesting is that in June, two houses of your horoscope are especially activated, your 9th house and your 10th house. But let's go through everything step by step. Libra, the month begins with the influence of a full moon in your 3rd house. This full moon may already be active at the end of May and continue strongly into the first week of June. The 3rd house is connected to communication, messages, documents, short trips, learning, siblings, relatives, your neighbors, cars and any transportation, contracts, paperwork and important conversations. So, in the first days of June, something may come to completion or become very clear around one of these topics. Like you may receive important news, you may have an important conversation with someone, you may sign or finish documents, you may complete a course, receive a certificate, pass an exam, or make a decision about your study. For some Libras, this may be connected to transportation, a car, repairs, buying or selling a vehicle, registration, tickets, or travel arrangements. For others, this full moon may bring a situation involving siblings, cousins, relatives, your neighbors, or people from your close environment. You may hear news about a brother, sister, cousin, a niece or nephew, or someone from your local circle. Or perhaps you are meeting relatives, planning a trip, or resolving a family communication issue. The 3rd house is also the house of movement, so some Libras may be thinking about moving, changing location, changing neighborhood, or making a decision connected to where they live. Because full moons always bring culmination, something may be realized. Now, one of the most important events of the month happens on June 2nd. Mercury enters your 10th house. And Libra, Mercury will stay in this area for a long time, much longer than usual, because at the end of June, Mercury will turn retrograde in this same sector. So from June 2nd until around August, Mercury is activating your career, your professional plans, your goals, reputation, public role, and your status. This is very important. Mercury in the 10th house can bring career news, conversations with bosses, any kind of interviews, negotiations, contracts, presentations, business plans, applications, public announcements, or important decisions about your future direction. You may be thinking more seriously about your work. You may be planning professional change. You may be communicating with management, you may receive documents connected to your job, or you may apply for a position, start interviews, prepare a project, or discuss your promotion. This can also be a period when your name becomes more visible. People may talk about your work. You may be asked to speak, to present something, to teach, explain, promote, or present something publicly. But because Mercury will turn retrograde later in the month, this also means that career topics may not be simple or final right away. There may be some revisions, plans may be changed, a project may need to be redone, you may return to an old professional idea, an old client may come back. And for some Libras, this can even show a return to a previous job, a previous role, an old project, or a familiar responsibility. Now, Libra, one of the most beautiful windows of the entire month is around June 8, 9, and 10. During these days, Venus and Jupiter connect in your 10th house. Venus is the planet of love, money, harmony, beauty, gifts, and pleasure. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion, abundance, luck, opportunities, and blessings. And when Venus and Jupiter meet in your career and status sector, this can be a very powerful and positive moment. For some Libras, this may bring good news connected to work, career, business, reputation, or public recognition. You may receive an offer, you may get a promotion, you may be praised, you may receive support from a boss or authority figure. You may get a financial opportunity through your work. Also, you may receive a new title or new role. You may attract attention from important people. This can be a time when you feel seen. If you are looking for a job, these days may bring a promising interview, a response, a contract, or a door opening. If you have your own business, this can bring visibility, clients, good publicity, a successful launch, or recognition. If you work in a creative field, public field, media, beauty, design, law, consulting, education, or any area where reputation matters, this can be especially favorable. And because the 10th house is also connected to status, for some Libras, this may not only be about career, it can also be about a major life status change. For example, for some engagement or marriage plans, official documents, a public announcement. For some, it can be a birth of a child, a new family role, or a decision that changes how people see you. These are very lucky days, Libra. Use them consciously. On June 14, Venus enters your 11th house. This is a beautiful shift. The 11th house is connected to friends, groups, communities, social life, networking, social media, any kind of teams, audiences, supporters, patrons, your hopes, dreams, and long-term goals. With Venus here, your social life may become more pleasant, active, and supportive. You may receive invitations. You may go to any kind of events, spend more time with your friends. You may meet kind and helpful people, or you may be invited to a party, wedding, concert, conference, seminar, some celebration or group gathering. This is also excellent for networking. Someone may introduce you to the right person. A friend may help you, a community may support you, a group project may bring pleasure or money. Venus in the 11th house also can bring romantic opportunities through your friends, social media, communities, or group events. So if you are single, don't ignore invitations in the second half of June. Someone interesting may appear through your wider circle. And if you are in a relationship, this transit can help you and your partner reconnect through shared dreams, social plans, friends, or future goals. Now we come to one of the biggest turning points of the month, June 15. There is a new moon in your 9th house. And this new moon is especially interesting because Uranus is also in this area of your chart. The 9th house is connected to foreign countries, long-distance travel, international matters, immigration, visas, passports, legal matters, higher education, universities, publishing, teaching, spirituality, and your worldview. A new moon always opens a new chapter, and with Uranus involved, this new chapter may begin suddenly, unexpectedly, or spontaneously. So around June 15, Libra, you may suddenly decide to travel. You may receive an invitation from abroad. You may book a trip, or you may just change your travel plans. You may begin studying something new. You may start a course, university program, training, or certification. You may deal with documents related to immigration, visas, passports, or legal matters. For some Libras, this may bring an unexpected opportunity connected to another country, a foreign person, an international company, or a long-distance connection. You may also begin a new publishing or media project. The ninth house rules books, articles, teaching, blogging, online education, podcasts, international platforms, and sharing knowledge with a wider audience. So, if you want to start writing, publishing, teaching, creating content, launching your personal course, working with foreign clients, or expanding your audience internationally, this new moon can open that door. On June 21st, we have a summer solstice. This is a powerful, energetic moment of the year. The solstice is a symbolic turning point. It's a time of light, awareness, cleansing, intentions, and renewal. For you, Libra, this is a beautiful day for spiritual practices, meditation, energy clearing, decluttering, releasing what no longer supports you. This is a beautiful day to reconnect with your bigger vision. On June 22nd, the Sun enters your 10th house, and this adds even more power to your career and status sector. The Sun brings visibility, brings attention. The Sun illuminates. The Sun shows where we need to step forward. So after June 22nd, Libra, you may become more visible professionally. You may be asked to present something. You may speak publicly. You may lead a meeting, for example. You may defend a project. You may meet with a boss. You may receive attention from management, or you may take on an important role or responsibility. Sometimes the Sun in the 10th house also brings themes connected to the father or father figure. There may be news or events connected to your father, his work, his health, his life, or your relationship with him. But in general, this is a strong career activation. Now, Libra, June 29 is a very powerful and potentially unstable day. Mars enters your 9th house, the same area activated by the new moon early in the month, and the same area where Uranus is currently bringing surprises. Mars is action, speed, heat, conflict, urgency, courage, movement, and sometimes stress. Uranus is sudden change, unpredictability, shocks, surprises, freedom, and disruption. When Mars activates Uranus in your 9th house, there may be sudden events connected to travel, flights, foreign countries, legal matters, your education and documents, or international communication. For some Libras, this can literally be a flight, a journey, a road trip, or a sudden travel decision. But because Mars and Uranus together can bring instability, be careful with travel plans around June 29. There may be delays, schedule changes, cancellations, technical problems, like transportation issues, unexpected news, or changes in plans. If you're flying around this date, double check everything. Tickets, documents, passports, visas, your luggage, timing, route, and transportation, of course. Also, on June 29, we have a full moon in your 4th house. This is another major emotional point of the month. The 4th house is your home, family, roots, parents, living situation, property, real estate, and your private life. So at the end of the June, something may come to completion or become very clear around home and family matters. You may move. You may decide to move. You may sell or buy property, or, for example, you may sign rental documents. You may change your living situation. To renovate, you may receive news about real estate. You may deal with parents, especially your mother or maternal side of the family. And Libra, this is important because at the same time your 10th house of career is extremely active. So there may be a strong axis between career and home, like work versus family, public life versus private life, ambitions and emotional needs, bosses versus parents, responsibility and your rest. Something may ask for your attention on both sides. And on the same day, June 29, Mercury stations retrograde in your 10th house. This is one of the most important events of the month. Mercury retrograde in your career sector can bring revisions, delays, changes, misunderstandings, and returns to connected to work, status, goals, your reputation, and authority figures. You may need to revise a career plan. You may reconsider a job offer. You may return to some old project, or an old client may contact you. A former boss may appear. You may reconnect with a previous workplace. You may revoke presentation, some documents, contracts, business plans, or strategies. This is not necessarily bad. Mercury retrograde can be very useful for improvements. It is excellent for reviewing, reconnecting, editing, reorganizing something, reconnecting and finishing what was already started. But it is not always ideal for launching something completely new. Without proper preparation. So check all documents, read every detail, confirm dates and times, back up your files. Now, Libra, another major event happens on June 30. Jupiter leaves your 10th house and enters your 11th house for about 1 year until July 2027. This is a huge shift. For the past year, Jupiter has been expanding your career, reputation, status, ambitions, and professional life. Many Libras may have experienced growth in work, a new role, recognition, more responsibility, a new direction, or an important status change. As Jupiter leaves your 10th house, it may bring one final gift connected to career. Sometimes when Jupiter exits a house, it gives a final blessing. So around the end of June, you may receive good news connected to your work, your boss, your company, your professional future, your reputation, or your status. But then Jupiter moves into your 11th house, and this begins a completely new 1 year cycle. The 11th house is one of the most fortunate houses for Jupiter. It brings expansion through friends, communities, social networks, audiences, teams, any kind of organizations, events, invitations, and long-term dreams. Over the next year, your social circle may grow. You may meet very important people for you. You may join a new community. You may become part of some team. You may build your audience. You may receive support from influential people. You may attend more events or be invited into new places, spaces. You may collaborate more or create or lead a group. This is also a very powerful transit for social media, online communities, networking, and visibility through groups. And Libra, the 11th house is also connected to your dreams. Jupiter here may help one of your long-term wishes come true. For some Libras, Jupiter in the 11th house can also bring joyful news connected to children, like pregnancy or family expansion within the next 12 months. So this is a very hopeful transit. It says, don't isolate yourself. Say yes to invitations, meet people, join groups, share your dreams, and let others support you. Your luck is moving into your social world. So Libra, this is your June 2026. This month may bring important conversations, powerful career developments, travel or education opportunities, emotional realizations around home and family. So stay open, stay flexible, and don't be afraid to dream bigger. If this horoscope resonated with you, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for watching, Libra. I'm sending you love, light, and beautiful energy for these powerful months. See you in the next videos. Bye bye. Mwah.